Is again, unfortunately, this one is a Zoom. I know you've gotten used to the studio and all the dog background noise and whatnot, but we are able to bring in great analysts all season long. Raymond Brown with San Diego Football Network is kind enough to be joining us this year. Fingers crossed, as a regular guest on our pirate ship to nowhere. He is somebody that you absolutely need to check out at San Diego Football Network on Twitter, on Instagram. He is part of the people that are the most excited for this Friday night to have as he said, first live football game he's seen in like 2 years. Raymond, you got a bunch of great content out already, preseason watch lists specifically, or why we are here talking to you. Can we get a couple of guys from each one of these lists to get people just, give just the hits, just the greats,
sure.
the best of the best. So I'm going to start with where you started. That is with defensive linemen. Once again, go to San Diego Football Network on Instagram, on Twitter. We will include tags to all of this in all the posts, as well as the description and information in the bio below this video. But Raymond, 2 or 3 defensive linemen that people should be looking out for this year that you have your eye on.
Definitely Grayson Houghton from St. Augustine. I mean, he is a monster around the edge. He's been since maybe his freshman year, sophomore year. So he's definitely top of my list. Another guy, defensive lineman. I like Trayton White from Eastlake. I don't know if he's a defensive lineman or an outside linebacker, but either way, that kid is a beast. He is one to look out for. And also like Kendall Williams from Lincoln. He's also going to be a left tackle. He's going to Nevada, D1 prospect. He is amazing on both sides. So those are the 3 I can think of at the top of my head.
We should throw out the disclaimer that a lot of these kids get asked to play like 7 different positions. So you're covering your bases on defensive line. They might play linebacker. They might play 7 snaps at safety. They might kick also. Let's jump on to the other side of the ball. You better mention the guy that I have in my brain right now, but the quarterbacks list is jam-packed with huge arms this year. Give me a couple of quarterbacks that tease that maybe someone in your top 5.
Oh, man, you already know Jackson Stratton's on the list. The
all
quarterback
right. That's
from
why you're
La
welcome.
Jolla.
Yes, you are a Kool-Aid drinker just like I am. You're all in on him. What else?
I know you're an absolute homer, but he is a legit one of the top quarterbacks in the game. I mean, he could run, he could pass. That kid is amazing. Who else, man? I like who they got at there's so many quarterbacks. I don't want to leave nobody out, man. So I'm being extra careful.
We're having you. These are not his top you got about what 20 guys on each one of these lists. So I'm telling people, listen to these couple, get excited so you can go find SDFN's content. So just give me 2 or 3 other quarterbacks this year that people might, maybe a couple of the unknown ones that you have, the hidden gems you have on your list.
Sam Cooper, I love his game. He is so athletic, so fast. I believe he transferred from Lincoln. Now he's at University City. Amazing kid, amazing character off the field. Who else, man? So many great.
Let's keep moving. Then
Modern Day has a great kid. I can't think of his name. I think it's McKill.
Modern Day Catholic, Dominic Nankill.
Yes, I know they're replacing a dog that they had last year, but I think he's going to fit in real nicely. His game, he can also scramble. I'm really favorite for scrambling quarterbacks, man. If you can run and pass at the same time. That captures my attention.
On to the defensive side. Let's go to linebackers now. Give me a couple of linebackers. And again, these are not you saying your top favorites of these people. You got it top 21 in 2021. It's a wonderfully branded segment. You came up with a great idea. So I'm pitching people. Go check out this full preseason watch list. I am not going to put my names to anything like this because I'm not bold enough or brave enough. So Raymond, let's keep it going. And once again, you can find all of his work at San Diego Football Network on Twitter, on Instagram. Give us a couple of the top 21 of the linebackers you have on your preseason watch list.
Trey Edwards from Modern Day Catholic. One of my favorite. I got to mention Trey White again. I don't know if he's a linebacker or a defensive line, but Trey White from Eastlake, he is a beast. Ryan Nodum from Grossmont. Else, man.
I like it. Let's keep moving. We're going to jump back and forth offensive to defensive here on the wide receivers in your top 21 in 2021. Raymond Brown from San Diego Football Network. Who are a couple of guys that you have here?
got me on the spot here. Okay. Saran Buncombe from Modern Day. Josh Davis from Carlsbad. Rex Haynes, great deep threat. He's going to be a beast. Charlie Meyer, he's a quarterback that I want to mention, but that connection is going to kill this year.
Yeah, I see Mekhi Smith on the list too, and I think it goes with de facto is that there's going to be at least one wide receiver on some of these good quarterbacked teams that will somebody has to benefit.
Mekhi Smith is definitely one of my favorites too. Him and Stratton is going to do big things.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. You're going to get one of these teams, or every one of these teams with a big armed quarterback. Ultimately, you're going to get somebody being the beneficiary of, if your quarterback is capable of throwing it that far and you're capable of running fast, you're going to have good numbers. Back over to the defensive side, Raymond Brown, your top 21 in 2021, the safeties list. You start to see a lot of repeat kids on here, but then I see also you've got some El Camino, you've got some Torrey Pines, you got a little Morris, you got some cool choices here at linebacker. Tease the people with a couple of your linebacker choices.
Oh, linebacker or safety?
No, safety. Sorry, I apologize.
Okay, I got Josh Davis. He's a two-way player. I'll start him as one of my best receivers. Brian Dukes Jr. from Modern Day. I think he got the athleticism to be a corner, man. He's got a great eye for the ball. He can take it to the house. Who else, man? Martell Hughes from Madison. I loved watching his tape. Marcus Radcliffe, Cathedral Catholic. I'm not Cathedral Catholic biased. They just have a lot of players over there.
Yeah, well, Scorebook Live came out with their top 25 in the country this year, and preseason Cathedral ranked top 24. It's hard not to have it be there's a reason that a lineup is that deep and that successful.
Cathedral is unfairly stacked.
Yeah, it makes sense. San Diego Football Network's top 21 in 2021 on the cornerbacks list. And we're staying on the defensive side of the ball here.
Oh, man, you got to go with Jaleel Florence from Lincoln and Jaleel Tucker from Lincoln. No, I don't think anybody is passing on Lincoln this year. If you play in Lincoln, get your run game together because they're shutting down all receivers. Well, most. I'm not going to say all, but
the airspace over Lincoln High School is closed to all incoming flights this year, is what you were saying.
And I would also put those two at wide receiver too. Those are
just disastrous. Yeah, yes, it's
Lincoln
awesome.
is one of those schools you're going to have to look out for this year. They got a ton of athletes. I mean, their line is really young, but the athletes, they're going to eat this year.
On the tight ends, let's go back to the offensive side. Unless you have one more of the corners that you want to get to, I say we move on to tight ends. Give us a couple here.
Josh Carroll from Helix, Deshaun Burnett. I loved his tape. He's at Eastlake. Oh, and I would get killed if I miss him. Chris Boom Snyder Jr. That kid is an all-around athlete. Another one who is also as good at wide receiver as he is at corner. Amazing.
On to running backs. And once again, you can find all of this at San Diego Football Network. Raymond Brown, great coverage every single year of all things football in San Diego, but specifically we have him here for San Diego football. He can be found with all the links in our bio and tags on the social media. Raymond, give us a couple of the running backs. You mentioned quarterback extraordinaires this year that we're going to have. Lucky Sutton feels like he might be the comp that, that's where the tip of the iceberg is. So moving past him, who are a couple people that will be rounding out the upper echelon of running backs this year?
I don't want to get his name. Rod Robinson at Lincoln. I just saw him run over like the entire Granite Hills defense, man. I think he's a D1 prospect. He's going to be amazing. Christian Washington. I know Helix had a down year last year, but I think Christian Washington is still one of the most explosive runners in the game. Speaking of East County, Major Givens is a beast. He's going to be a huge power back this year for Steel Canyon. Well, Darren Whaley from Cathedral. He's going to be a great compliment to Lucky Sutton, who you just mentioned. And y'all got a dog over at La Jolla too, right?
I have to limit myself on the amount of La Jolla I go all in on early in the season. There's a La Jolla helmet and a jersey hanging in the studio. The teams always see. Raymond, you were kind enough also to give some love to the offensive lineman, the least appreciated of the football community. Give us a couple of guys to look for there.
The offensive lineman list was tough, but I want to give a shout out to Cathedrals, and I think they're going to have 5 linemen. Like their whole line is among the top. I had to do a top 42 because there was so much talent in the county, and all 5 of their players made the list. So whoever's coaching out there, you have to give them credit.
It feels like it might be a year where when we look back at it in retrospect, we go, oh, there was 4 future D1 dudes on that upfront line. Like the rest of it now makes sense that they're, that they were that disproportionately good just because we didn't know the names that were making the gaps and the holes. But yeah, it'll be a lot of offensive numbers coming out of Cathedral Catholic this year. Raymond's going to be your source on Friday night for information, reaction, analysis. Like I said, he's going to be a regular comer and goer if we can convince him to join us this year. He's also one of the most well-branded people in San Diego, apparently. Hats, mic, flag, you got a shirt. Do you have SDFN pants, socks, and shoes on as well, or no?
I'm actually wearing football pajamas underneath here, so. Fair
enough. Well, okay, so that is maybe the only one other acceptable thing besides branding is wearing football stuff. I have Madison football shorts on. So
yes, go Warhawks.
We are kindred spirits in that, folks. Like I said, we'll have all the tags for him. Follow him. He is one of the best around. Raymond, thank you so much, man, and we'll talk to you soon.